Hey guys, Steven here back with another video, and today I'll be teaching you the easiest way to set up a podcast. I made a tutorial on this a couple months ago and I thought that was the fastest way, but this is definitely the fastest way. You can record podcasts, edit them, and publish them straight from your phone. You don't need a PC, you don't need to host it anywhere, you don't need a SoundCloud, a Podbean, an iTunes, anything like that. All you have to do is record, add background music straight from your phone, once again, and publish it, and it'll go to iTunes and other services that have podcasts. This is a sponsored video, but if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I've been using Anchor for the past 2-3 months now. I was once the 13th most popular Anchor station. Just saying. But yeah, it's actually a really cool app. It's available on iOS and Android. And basically, I'll just go through everything because there's a lot to discover in this app. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's just get into it. Alright, so I'm on the homepage of the Android app right now. It should be very similar on iOS. I don't see why it would be different. But basically, all the stations that you favorite will appear here. So all your favorite ones are here, and you can just slide through them and you can play at any time. And Anchor uses a lot of radio terms in this app. So things like station. Your station is basically your podcast. If you've uploaded any sort of segment or podcast or interview in the last 24 hours, it will say that you're on air. If not, then you're off air. You can call into any station that you want, similar to a real radio station show. So yeah, it's very similar. So right here, like I just said, these are the stations that you like. If you press on here, you can applaud the station and you can show them any support. You can fast forward 15 seconds or go back 15 seconds. You can also leave some feedback by actually typing it down, or you can call into the station and ask questions. I think that's the best feature of this application. So I believe that the maximum length of a segment is 5 minutes, so you can record up to 5 minutes at a time. And then what you can do is if you want to upload it onto iTunes or something, you can choose multiple segments that you've made and bundle them up together and make something called an episode. So you can see here on my station, this is from 5 days ago, but I uploaded multiple segments, right? So what I could do is just choose them all and then make one big episode, and then this would go onto iTunes and other services. So here there's also a leaderboard, and these are just the popular stations. So the Daily Peach is actually run by a YouTuber called Sarah. I don't know how to say her last name, but she's actually really good. So right there it says hosted by Sarah, whatever, Diet. I really don't know. But she uploads very frequently, and that's why she's at the top. And you can see here, it says she's on air. And right there, you can see she was on air 19 hours ago. And then you can view all the episodes she's had. So this is actually kind of like an iTunes as well, because you can listen to podcasts as well as publish podcasts. So that's really cool. So let's just go back here. Here you can search up any people, any stations you want. So I'm actually under the YouTube section, I believe. I was. First, I actually have to be on air, and then I'll appear here. But I was on here. So you can see any YouTubers you want. So Tim Schmoyer from Video Creators, he's here, so that's really cool. My station's empty because I haven't uploaded anything today or recorded anything today, but if I did, it would be right here. And then episodes, I've only made a couple, but you can see how many people listen to them. Now I'm actually going to get into recording them. It's actually really easy. So first you just record. So you just hold it or you lift it to your ear. And if you just hold on the red button right there and swipe up, it will lock it so that you don't have to be holding it the entire time. And like I said before, it's 5-minute segments. And after you're done, you can insert music or anything like that. They have default background music. And if you want to add interludes, you can add some songs and stuff here in between segments so that people don't get bored. And then here's just some call-ins that I have. So let me just turn up the volume here and play it.
Stephen, thank you for favouriting, and a good evening from the UK. Out of interest, I just popped onto your YouTube channel. Looks bloody helpful, it does. Very helpful indeed. And,
so as you can see, people have called in, and a lot of them actually go check out my YouTube channel, so that's really cool. So yeah, that's what you can do. And here you can actually interview people. So if you want to maybe do a podcast with somebody or interview somebody, you can just call them straight from your phone. So that's super cool that you can do that, and it'll basically record all the audio. And so yeah, that's basically it. Let me just go through some of the podcast settings. First, you actually have to set up the podcast. It won't look like this at first. Here are some of the setup things you can do right here. So you can name the podcast. So I did Steven Van on Anchor because I wanted it to be separate from Vancast because I'm uploading different content on both. And then here's an author of the podcast, which is me, obviously. The description of the podcast, always creating, that's kind of my slogan now. So, and here's the profile picture that I have. By default, it will appear as that. Otherwise, you can just change it by tapping on it and then selecting a different photo. And here is the category. So this will help if you're in iTunes, people can go to that category and see your podcast. I'm not necessarily technology because I don't talk about technology news. I talk about more growth in life and like entrepreneurship, stuff like that. So I thought I did society and culture. I thought it would fit pretty well. And next you can just save changes and then it will make changes in a couple of days, I would believe. And here you can share. These are the 4 podcast services that they go to. So Google Play Music, which is a big one, and Apple Podcasts is basically iTunes, Overcast, and Pocket Cast. I don't think that they upload to Podbean yet. I'm not sure if they're doing it in the future, but that could be a possibility, or even like SoundCloud and stuff like that. And one last thing is if you press here and just wait for a second, it says that you can upload clips from your desktop. So if you have recorded a podcast maybe in the past, or maybe you recorded it on your PC, what you can do is actually drag the audio file and upload it on your browser, and it will split that podcast into 5-minute segments. So you don't have to do anything. You don't have to cut it up yourself. They'll automatically do that. So I've done that a couple of times. Like I said before, I did it with the Justin O'D Show podcast that I did. So you can see it was around 30 minutes. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, my bad, 55 minutes. It felt a lot shorter than that, but it's around 55 minutes. So as you can see here, I uploaded some of the Vancast episodes, but I didn't make them into episodes. I just made them into segments so that people can listen. So here, I've been using it for around a month now. It feels longer. It feels like 2 months, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that's basically the entire app. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it helps you out and helps you start off a podcast of your own. If you did enjoy it, hit the thumbs up button and follow me on Anchor. It'll be in the description. My name is Steven, and I'll see you in the next one.